Hello, Pride Month may be over, but you know what's not? My lesbianism. And you know what's even more not over? My delusional lesbianism. That's right, I'm a delusional lesbian. What does that mean? It means that I really like fictional men and I have no sort of dating life in particular, and I don't know why that is. You know, I'm great. It's not like I spend every single date that I go on talking about Kingdom Hearts for 4 hours, and then maybe Kirby if there's like time afterwards, you know? If we like really are, you know, just having like a long date or something like that. And it's not like I'm generally strange and unnerving to be around. I wouldn't know why anyone would get that, you know, get that impression. But you know, it's not like I don't pick up on social cues at all and I can't really tell when someone's flirting with me either. It's not like that's happening. Like I don't know, you know? But either way, it means I get to be more delusional about I get to be more delusional about fictional characters. And something that I do for I can't unironically say baby girl, so we're gonna deal with it. I do like fictional men a little bit, you know? And here's some of my favorites, you know, it's not a lot or anything. I only like them a little bit too, so it's like, you know, it's fine. It's fine, guys. So yeah, I mean, as you saw from that lineup, there's a couple of different characters, right? And some of the characters, what day is it today? July 9th? It's July 9th as of the day I'm posting this. Oh my god, it's one of their birthdays. That's so crazy. That's what I'm doing today. I'm making dessert for a fictional character's birthday. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, not every single video of mine has to do with me devolving into like some sort of mental strain or chaos. It's fine. So today I will be making a dessert for a fictional character's birthday. That is what that intro was meant to say. Yes, it is Kaveh from Genshin Impact. I am upset about that. And I'm not upset because it's Kaveh. I'm upset because he's from Genshin Impact. Because when I had first seen him, it was like art that came up on my Twitter timeline, and I immediately just like went feral because I like in What's Even Attack with Genshin Impact, I saw the art and I was like, oh my god, new Borbo unlocked. And then, you know, I looked further and I realized he's from Genshin Impact and I'm like, god fucking damn it. Because I don't really like Genshin. They just have like 4 or 5 characters that I really like and I'm just like, can I make them my OCs? Can they just be mine now? I don't want them attached to that anymore. Cause like, so yeah, that's my baby girl. He's definitely not from any other source. This is, you know, this is from me. This is my OC. But despite the fact that he's from a game that I don't like, I still want to celebrate his birthday because I really like him as a character. I like don't have time. Actually, I do have time and I'll probably be talking about for the rest of the video. But I really like his character and his design and so we're gonna bake him something for his birthday. But we're not baking anything because I tend to make food for fictional characters' birthdays a lot. And something I never do is cake. You know why? Because I hate cake and I hate wasting food. So when I make stuff for fictional characters' birthdays, I try to make it something that I'll actually eat because what's the point of having like a cake if you're just gonna not eat it or you're gonna waste it? So for example, for Takamine Midori's birthday from Ensemble Stars, my son, my sweet son, who as of recording this, I've finished the event for Ensemble Stars and I have his 5-star card now. Did it take a lot? Yeah. Am I mentally drained? Yeah. They better not release a fucking Kato event after this. But yeah, back to his birthday. I made a Yurikata parfait? How's it pronounced? I'm gonna say parfait. A Yurikata parfait, which is inspired by one art that I saw with a Yurikata parfait in it. And I decided, oh, okay, I'm gonna make it. I made like a whole planning sheet and everything. It was a big deal to me. But, you know, I did that. And for Hasumi Keito's birthday, I made a green tea castella cake and spicy soup. And that was it at the time because I just moved into like my new living space. I moved into my new living space and I didn't really have anything to cook, so I made that. I will probably do something more insane this year. Who knows, because he is definitely #1 baby girl and I can't get him out of my head. So normally I make stuff that's not cake. Castella cake is different to me because it's like a sponge honey cake type thing, and I'm not a big fan of cake, but that type of cake for some reason is so good that I'm willing to overlook the fact that it's cake. And normally I do this by taking like 1 or 2 aspects about like, oh, what's a character's favorite food? Like, would they like this? Blah, blah, blah. But for kaveh, it was a bit different because characters in Genshin have like a signature dish, which is something that you can make, like, and it's special if you make it with that character. And kaveh's is a dish of fata, with like a house on it because he's an architect. And I decided, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Are you kidding me? You think I'm gonna build a house when I've never even built a gingerbread house in my life? I think I tried once and it was horrible. It was the worst experience that I've ever had. So I'm not doing that. Even though I like fata and I would probably eat it, I am not doing that. I'm not doing the signature dish. So I looked and I was like, okay, well, they have like voice lines about favorite foods and stuff like that. His favorite foods are alcohol, anything with cream, soup, and fresh fruits. I believe those are the 4, if I'm remembering off the top of my head correctly. And when I read 3 things, I was like, holy shit, I know what I can do with this. And it was cream, soup, and fruits. Because for those of you who don't know, besides being a lesbian, I'm Filipino! That's crazy! Philippines and Asia have certain dishes like dessert soups, and it's like a relatively common thing. I always grew up with there being like ginataang at like family gatherings and stuff like that. Please don't make fun of me for my pronunciation. I get it enough from my family, okay? And with kaveh's like top 3 favorite foods being like soup, cream, fruits, I was like, perfect. I'm gonna make mango sago. Like, kaveh would definitely probably like mango sago. It has fresh fruit, it has cream, it has soup. It is a soup. So like, duh, that's what I'm gonna make because that's also one of my favorite dishes, and I'm also projecting. I'd like to believe that he'd like Filipino food. To be fair, every single like fictional man that I like, I'm like, okay, you have got to be like half Filipino, or you have got to like Filipino food in some capacity. I just know it, right? Every single time I get like a new fictional man, I'm like, I just know you love Filipino food. It has to be true. One of the other characters from Genshin Impact that I've stolen and made one of my baby girls is Toma, and I think that he would be half Filipino, and that is a hill that I'm willing to die on because there's no way that man is not like a mixed half Filipino man. I need to believe it for my own sake. But like kaveh, you know, I think he just would like Filipino food. I don't think he is Filipino. I think he would probably like Filipino food. You know, mango sago is one of those things that kind of got appropriated by the white people into a dish called mango bango, which I'm still upset about. I know it was like 1 year ago, but I think if anyone ever came near me and was like, oh my god, are you making mango bango?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get in.
So yeah, I'm gonna be making mango sago and then, I don't know, I guess talking for the rest of the time. Woo! And for today, I'm gonna be making a relatively small batch because, to my knowledge, it's just me and my baby girl eating this. So like, I'm just gonna make enough for like 2 people, which means that I have 2 mangoes. One of them is gonna be pureed to put into the sago, and the other is gonna be cubed to also put in the sago, but it's not like mixed in there. It's just like the chunks of mango. Mango bango. So now the sago is gonna boil for 5 to 7 minutes, which means like 4 to 6 now. Which means I have time to talk about why I like kaveh, yeah! But kaveh kind of embodies my... I don't have a type, but I definitely do have a type of baby girls. Which, I mean, if you look at the 2 that I have from Genshin Impact, it's like, maybe there's something with long blonde hair, but no, that's not it. I like my fictional men extremely fucking pathetic. They have to be like the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, they need to be like a wet cardboard box of a man. That is what they need to be to me. And why? I don't really know, but I just really like that. Like Hasumi Kato, he is such a pathetic wet cardboard box. I can't even begin to express it. And, you know, most people would call that Gatmoe because he's like super stern, serious guy. But then it's like he geeks out over manga and like practices like poses in his mirror for like his idol stuff. And it's like, I know that's like Gatmoe, but I prefer just like most pathetic in the world. Like the most. And I think the only one who doesn't kind of fit that is Toma. And I'm like, I know there's something pathetic about him, I just can't put my finger on it. I know something about that man is pathetic, I just don't know what. But that's besides the point. Today's about Kaveh, so I'll talk about Kaveh. I really like that he is a romantic in the traditional sense of the term. Like, he is a romantic when it comes to like art and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh my god, he just like me for real. Like, I am a very hopeless romantic in every sense of the word. I'm pretty sure you can hear the sago boiling. Maybe my voice will be loud enough that you don't have to hear that. But I'm a very hopeless romantic in every sense of the word. Like, I really like life, I guess. I don't know. Like, there's something very romantic about living and the fact that we're like alive and making things. Like, I even have like a weirdly romantic sense of like how I make YouTube videos, because I'm like, even if they're not the best, even if no one sees it, I don't really care, because it's a testimony that I did something and I made something and I'm proud of it. Like, my past videos aren't amazing by any means, but there's something that I made and they're like a testimony to the fact that I'm also always getting better at it. Like, I think my last video is much better than my first ever video, and even it's better than like my first video that I made for the summer. You know, there's like something to be said about always growing and like the romanticism of like change and stuff like that. And I appreciate the fact that he is also a romantic. Is that like the 5th time now that in a video I've touched something hot and probably burned myself? Because I wouldn't be surprised if it is. He's like a romantic character, and I really like that about him, because it's just like, how can somebody who's such a hopeless romantic be so emotionally unintelligent? Like, I don't get it. And I know like he is like emotionally intelligent in some ways, right? But it's like, it's also, his entire story is also incredibly sad, and that really appeals to me as a fellow sad person, you know? I really like, okay, that's gonna sound, I really like what's the word? I really like unrequited love stories, or like, my favorite trope is like right person, wrong time, because I think that somehow I personally relate, and like seeing that type of trope in media, especially if it's followed by like a happy ending, you know, is really great, but they just have to get through the angst first. Like, the angst is my favorite part. I don't know what that says about me. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, there's something about it. And in general, I also like his design, of course. Like, I am definitely a fan of like long hair, like fictional men. Like, that is a great character design to me. I love when they have long hair. I don't really care the length of the hair, not the length, like the color. Even though I know like 2 of them are blonde, and like there's probably more that are blonde that I can't think of right now. But that doesn't matter to me. It only matters that they have long hair and or are pathetic and or have glasses. I also really like glasses characters in general, because normally what they do with the glasses characters is they always make them like the Gatmoe characters, where it's like they're like super stern and serious, and then they like are actually like huge nerds or something like that. And I think that's great. That's important representation in our world. But yeah, there's a little too much to go into about why I like Kaveh in general. But I think one of the other points that I really like is like his relationship with others, and I guess mostly like Alhaitham, which I, again, hope I'm pronouncing correctly, because if you haven't noticed, I have a lot of difficulty pronouncing every single word imaginable. Guys, we might have a classic H2 bad luck moment. Oh, that's another reason I like him. I'll get to that actually. No bad luck moment. After 5 minutes of searching, I did actually find my can opener. But that's one of the other things that I really relate to with Kaveh is that he has like really bad luck, and that a lot of times also he tries to be like a very kind-hearted person, which is one of the other things I really like in like my fictional baby girls. I really like when they're like actually really kind, and like maybe they just have like a hard exterior or whatever. Like again, that's one of the reasons I like Hasumi Keito. It always comes back to him, because even though he's like vice council president, kind of started a war thing, kind of killed a lot of people, like he's still really nice. He still like genuinely did it because he was trying to make one person important to him happy. And you know, I think we all do that sometimes. It's not, you know, we all make mistakes in life. I like when, despite the circumstances, a character is still trying to be a good person, or they just still inherently are a good person despite what like their luck happens to be. Because sometimes I see myself in that, where I'm like, every day my luck somehow gets worse and I still keep pushing through for some reason. Or like even as small as like, you know, if you've seen some of my videos before, you know things tend to go wrong in them. And it's fine. It's fine if I like descend into chaos because I don't really know what super glue is, or I make mistakes in like making my Gundam headset, or like the tomato sorbet, which I think was actually supposed to be tomato yogurt anyways. I think I just said the wrong thing and kept going with it. It doesn't matter if that tasted horrible, it was still funny and it still made one person laugh. So really, what does it matter? If my bad luck makes someone laugh, then what does it really matter? Again, I really like his relationship to others. I guess mostly Alhaitham in like the general sense. Like it doesn't even need to be like ship or anything like that, but I really like his relationship with Alhaitham in like just like even purely platonic. So you know how 2 seconds ago I was like, haha, bad luck. Sometimes I am convinced I should just stop speaking. I'm not really sure how much of these to add, to be quite honest. I'm not following a recipe besides like a list of ingredients and then just tweaking it to my preferences. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna boil more. The sago pearls are like my favorite part of sago, so that's why I'm adding more. And also because it looks really pretty. It's not gonna show up well on this camera, but it looks like... It looks really pretty, okay? Believe me. I'm Filipino, I know what things are. Where was I? I feel like 20 things happened since I was trying to say what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, I like his relationship with Alhaitham, because I think it's like, I think even if you were to look at it as purely platonic, which I don't believe in, because I'm pretty sure I've had a relationship like that. Even if you were to look at it like purely platonic, I'm like, it is such a sad story. It is nice that they showcase that through the falling out they both kind of changed and became different people, even though some of the things like Kaveh's idealism and like Alhaitham's pragmatism still stay the same. They're at like different points now. It's interesting. I also don't know, like if I were in Kaveh's shoes, right? I feel like if, you know, an ex-friend of mine knew that I was struggling and invited me to live with him, I would not assume like, oh, he hates me and we're never recovering this friendship ever. But yeah, he's a guy. He's a guy, and I love him for that. The other thing too is like, you know, like I was mentioning with Toma earlier, there is also like a general personality trend in I really like characters with dedication or like loyalty to one certain thing or ideal or whatever. And with like Toma, his whole theme is like dedication to the Kamisatos, and I'm like, damn, that shit's cool. And with Kaveh, it's just like his dedication to his idealism and like his art to the point that he went into debt for it. While I do have to agree, kinda stupid, I still like enjoy that facet of his character. Yeah, no, remember when I said this was for 2 people? I definitely fucking lied to you guys. In my head this entire time, there's been like that one audio playing, Anong banggalan ng national tree na Pilipinas? Starts with letter N.
Nyo.
That's been like replaying in my head, and I have to like prevent myself from just going
Nyo. Nyo.
Nyog. I do recommend making this for other occasions that aren't a fictional man's birthday, by the way. If you like ever want to make not fictional, if you ever want to make Filipino food, like, go for it. It might seem daunting at first, some recipes, but they're all so good and I can't recommend it enough, especially any sort of dessert soups. Oh my god, please make dessert soups. After adding in the sago, the bowl is a little too full, so you don't get to see the full thing. I'm gonna take a picture with my iPad, like a sticky little iPad kid I am, but I'm gonna show you guys via this cup that I already rinsed and like got ready for this. And dun 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 dun! A mango sago for Kaveh's birthday. Let me bring it up closer to the camera. Wow! Wow! Yeah, good sago. It's even better if you chill it actually, but yeah. Sago for Kaveh's birthday. Yippee! But wait, there was one last thing I didn't tell you. That's right, this entire time I've been keeping a secret from you guys. This entire time you thought I was making sago for Kaveh's birthday and that was the only thing that there was. Actually, it's not. Cause you know what? Bam! My birth certificate. That's right, I was also born on July 9th when this video came out. Which means I just tricked you all into spending my birthday with me. Except it wasn't really anything to do with my birthday. And I was still cooking food for a fictional character. And that was still the only thing that I did, and I'm not celebrating my birthday past this point anyways. So like, really, I didn't trick you guys. I tricked you guys. But yeah, it's also my birthday. I happen to have the same birthday as Kaveh, which was a really weird thing to learn after I started liking him. Like, I literally sat there and I was like, there's no way, like this has to be a typo or something, because a lot of characters that I like happen to have birthdays like also in July. But none of them have the same day as me. Every time I look up characters with like July 9th birthdays, there's like nothing there. But all of a sudden, this new favorite character that I have happens to share the same birthday as me. It's really weird. But you know, I really get nothing out of this besides being like, damn, he really just liked me for real. Happy birthday to me and Kaveh. See you guys next week when I make a video about something else I don't really know yet.